In the rush of life, we are constantly bombarded by noise. Noise from the world, from our responsibilities, from our own restless minds. We feel compelled to speak, to act, to make things happen, as if our words alone can move the mountains before us. Yet, in all this clamor, we often fail to realize that true power lies not in constant activity, but in the sacred, transformative pause of silence. When you stop talking, stop forcing, and step back from the endless struggle to control every detail of your life, you open a doorway to something far greater. Silence is not emptiness. It is the fertile ground where the miraculous begins to grow. It is in these moments of stillness that God speaks, not in a whisper of words, but in the unmistakable language of miracles. When you allow yourself to be silent, you create space, not just physically, but spiritually, for divine intervention. The mind, which is often cluttered with fears, doubts, and endless what-ifs, finally finds rest. In this rest, clarity emerges. Problems that seemed insurmountable begin to unravel. Opportunities that were invisible in the chaos now become apparent. The heart, which may have been heavy with anxiety or impatience, feels a lightness, a renewed sense of hope. By staying silent, you give God room to move, to weave the threads of your life in ways you could never accomplish on your own. Silence is an act of surrender. It is the conscious decision to release the illusion of control and to trust that a higher power is orchestrating your path. It is the acknowledgement that while we may plan and strive, there are forces beyond our comprehension working tirelessly on our behalf. Every time you choose silence over panic, stillness over impulsive action, you send a message of faith, not just to the universe, but to yourself. You are declaring that you believe in a power greater than your own, a power that can turn setbacks into triumphs and struggles into stepping stones. In a world that prizes constant productivity and endless conversation, choosing silence requires courage. It is counterintuitive. We are conditioned to believe that action, speech, and visible effort are the only ways to progress. But miracles often arrive in the quietest of spaces. They appear when you least expect them, in forms you never imagined, precisely because you stepped aside and allowed them to manifest. It is in these pauses that life itself begins to demonstrate the extraordinary, transforming the ordinary into something breathtakingly divine. Silence is also a mirror to the soul. When you stop speaking, you begin to listen, not just to the world around you, but to the voice within. That quiet voice is often where wisdom resides. It is where intuition meets understanding, where your deepest desires align with divine guidance. In silence, you cultivate discernment, the ability to recognize opportunities and blessings that are invisible to those who are constantly shouting, arguing, or forcing their will upon the world. Miracles require preparation, and silence is the soil in which this preparation takes root. It nurtures patience, cultivates faith, and fosters gratitude. When you are silent, you are not idle. You are actively participating in the divine process, allowing God to orchestrate events in ways that words cannot dictate and actions cannot manipulate. Every great transformation in life begins in silence, in a moment when we step back, pause, and trust that the universe is at work, even when we cannot yet see the results. So, embrace silence. Make it a sanctuary where your spirit can breathe, where your mind can quiet its endless chatter, and where your heart can attune to the miraculous. Do not underestimate the power of this sacred pause. For in silence, God does not abandon us. He speaks most profoundly, creating miracles that leave us in awe, that defy our understanding, and that remind us that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in speaking, but in listening, and in trusting that the impossible is already unfolding in our favor. In a world obsessed with speed, instant results, and immediate gratification, patience has become a forgotten virtue. We are taught to rush, to hustle, to chase outcomes relentlessly, as if life were a race with no room for pause. Yet, the truth is that the most extraordinary blessings often arrive not when we demand them, but when we are willing to wait. Patience is not a passive state. It is a profound act of faith, a declaration that we trust in a higher power to unfold life according to divine timing. When you stay silent and patient, you are not surrendering your dreams. You are creating the conditions for those dreams to manifest in their perfect form. Patience multiplies blessings because it aligns your efforts with God's plan. When we rush, we risk forcing outcomes that are incomplete, flawed, or premature. We act with partial understanding, driven by fear, anxiety, or societal pressure, and in doing so, we often miss the fuller picture. But when we embrace patience, we allow God to work behind the scenes, orchestrating events, relationships, and opportunities with precision beyond our comprehension. What may feel like a delay is not denial, it is divine preparation. Every challenge you endure, every moment you wait, is an essential part of shaping the miracle you are destined to receive. Waiting patiently is not easy, and that is precisely why it strengthens us. It teaches resilience, humility, and the capacity to trust in the unseen. Every day that you choose patience over frustration, hope over despair, you are building spiritual muscle. You are learning to walk in faith even when the path is invisible, to trust even when circumstances seem contrary, and to remain steadfast when the world urges you to quit. These periods of waiting are transformative. They are refining fires that shape your character, deepen your wisdom, and prepare your heart to receive the fullness of the blessings ahead. Impatience often leads to regret. Decisions made in haste, words spoken in frustration, opportunities forced before their time. They can unravel our progress and dim the light of God's guidance. Patience, on the other hand, multiplies what is rightfully yours. It allows relationships to mature, opportunities to ripen, and dreams to evolve into their highest potential. The longer you can wait faithfully, the greater the rewards that will arrive. There is a profound beauty in the rhythm of divine timing, a precision in the unfolding of life that no human planning can replicate. Patience also nurtures perspective. When you take the time to wait and observe, you gain clarity that is impossible in moments of haste. You begin to see patterns, recognize blessings in disguise, and understand that what may seem like a setback is often a setup for something far greater. Waiting patiently opens your eyes to the miracles already at work around you. It reminds you that every step, every delay, every silent moment is part of a grander plan, meticulously designed to lead you to exactly where you are meant to be. Moreover, patience is an act of partnership with God. By waiting, you are saying, "I trust you, Lord. I believe that your timing is perfect. I will not rush, I will not force, I will not grow weary. I will wait in faith for your miracles to manifest." This trust is transformative. It shifts the focus from our limited understanding to the infinite wisdom of God. It transforms anxiety into peace, doubt into confidence, and restlessness into calm expectancy. Ultimately, patience is not merely a waiting game. It is a fertile field where miracles are cultivated. Every moment of faithful endurance, every pause of trust, every silent act of surrender prepares the way for blessings that are far beyond what we could create or imagine on our own. Patience multiplies your blessings because it allows God's perfect plan to unfold, ensuring that the gifts you receive are not just fleeting or partial, but complete, abundant, and life-changing. So, embrace patience. Celebrate the pauses, honor the delays, and trust in divine timing. Understand that waiting is not wasted time. It is preparation, refinement, and alignment with the miraculous. The longer you wait in faith, the more extraordinary the blessings will be. Remember, God's miracles are never late. They are perfectly timed, and patience is the key that unlocks their full power in your life. Faith is the invisible bridge between where you are now and the life you are destined to live. Yet, in a world dominated by logic, deadlines, and immediate results, faith is often tested, challenged, and even questioned. It is easy to believe in what we can see, touch, or measure, but the true power of faith is revealed when we step into the unknown, when we walk through life without having all the answers, and when we choose to trust in what cannot be proven by human standards. Staying silent, choosing patience, and embracing stillness strengthen this faith. It is in these moments of quiet surrender that faith becomes more than a concept. It becomes a force so powerful that it can move mountains, transform circumstances, and manifest miracles. When you remain silent in the midst of life's storms, you are giving yourself the opportunity to truly listen, not just to the world around you, but to the whisper of the divine guiding your path. Silence allows you to tune out distractions, doubts, and the clamor of opposing voices, so that your inner spirit can focus on the eternal truth that God is at work in your life. In this stillness, faith is nurtured. It is like a seed planted in fertile soil, quietly growing beneath the surface until one day it breaks through, fully alive, unshakable, and radiant. The act of silence itself is an expression of faith. It is a declaration that you trust in God's timing, wisdom, and power, even when the evidence is not yet visible. Faith is strengthened in stillness because it forces you to confront uncertainty with courage rather than fear. When you are silent, you are not running from doubt. You are facing it directly and choosing to trust in something far greater than yourself. This trust transforms your perspective. What once seemed like obstacles become lessons, setbacks become opportunities, and challenges become pathways to growth. In silence, you begin to see that faith is not about knowing the outcome, but about believing that the outcome will be good because God's hand is guiding every step. Moreover, silence allows faith to manifest in action with greater clarity. When the mind is not cluttered with endless worry, when the heart is not burdened with impatience, decisions can be made with a level of discernment that comes only from a deep spiritual connection. Faith and action work hand in hand, but faith must often precede action. By cultivating a strong, silent faith, you are laying a foundation for choices that align with your highest good. You act not out of desperation, but out of confidence in the divine orchestration of your life. This kind of faith-driven action is powerful. It is precise, impactful, and transformative. Faith is also reinforced when you witness the unseen become reality. The miracles that occur after moments of silence and trust serve as undeniable proof that faith works. They show you that God does not need your constant control, that the universe responds to patience and belief, and that the greatest outcomes often arise when you step aside and allow divine timing to take precedence. Every miracle, no matter how small, becomes a building block of faith, reinforcing the truth that what you cannot see now will eventually reveal itself in ways far beyond imagination. Silence is the crucible in which faith is forged. It refines your understanding, deepens your trust, and strengthens your conviction that God's plan is perfect. It allows you to move through life with quiet confidence, knowing that even when circumstances seem uncertain, you are never alone and nothing is ever wasted. Every trial, every delay, every unanswered question becomes a lesson, a preparation, and a stepping stone for the miracles that lie ahead. Ultimately, faith strengthened in silence is unshakable. It becomes an anchor in turbulent times, a guiding light in darkness, and a source of unstoppable hope. It empowers you to believe in the impossible, to see the unseen, and to expect miracles in ways that words alone could never capture. When you choose silence, you are not retreating. You are advancing spiritually, preparing your heart and mind to recognize and receive the divine blessings that are already on their way. Faith is not passive. It is alive, dynamic, and strengthened through silence. It teaches you that the power to believe is stronger than the need to control, and that when you trust and wait, miracles are not just possible, they are inevitable. Words are powerful. They can inspire, persuade, and convey deep emotion. Yet no words, no matter how carefully chosen, can ever fully capture the magnitude of a miracle. Miracles speak a language far beyond human expression. They do not ask for explanation. They do not require justification, and they do not need approval. They simply happen, and their impact is undeniable. When you stop over-explaining, stop justifying your struggles, and stop trying to convince the world of your worth, you allow space for miracles to enter your life. Words can open doors, but miracles can transform the entire building. Words can influence minds, but miracles can transform hearts and lives. By choosing silence and faith, you create a channel for God's power to work in ways words never could. Miracles often arrive when we least expect them, and in forms we cannot anticipate. If we are constantly talking, planning, or attempting to control outcomes, we risk missing them entirely. Our constant chatter becomes a barrier, a distraction that keeps us from recognizing the extraordinary in the ordinary. Silence is not merely the absence of words. It is a conscious act of allowing God to demonstrate His power. When you step back and allow life to unfold without forcing it, the miraculous begins to manifest in ways that are both awe-inspiring and undeniable. Miracles do not negotiate. They simply happen, and they speak volumes in the quiet moments when you are fully present. The world often teaches us that results come from effort alone, that success is the product of relentless struggle and endless explanation. But miracles defy this logic. They operate outside the confines of human reasoning, appearing where there is no apparent path, providing solutions where none seemed possible, and transforming circumstances that seemed hopeless. Every miraculous moment is a reminder that there is a power greater than us at work, a force that orchestrates outcomes with precision, timing, and wisdom far beyond human comprehension. Silence allows us to witness these moments in their fullness, without interference, without distraction, and without the need to control. Miracles also teach humility. They remind us that no matter how much we plan, speak, or act, there are dimensions of life that are beyond our control. By embracing silence, we acknowledge that we are not the ultimate architects of our destiny. Instead, we become partners with a higher power, willing to trust that what is meant for us will come in its perfect time and in ways that surpass our imagination. In this surrender, our hearts are aligned with the divine, and the miracles that follow are not only life-changing for us, but serve as testimony to others, proving that faith and patience can produce extraordinary results. Words have limits. They can describe hope, but they cannot create it. They can express gratitude, but they cannot multiply blessings. They can inspire belief, but they cannot deliver divine intervention. Miracles, on the other hand, do not have boundaries. They break through barriers, defy logic, and transform the impossible into reality. Every moment we spend in silent faith, every instance we resist the urge to force or explain, we allow these miracles to work unobstructed. Life begins to shift in profound ways, and the results are far more powerful than any words could ever convey. Miracles are also contagious. When they occur, they ignite hope, inspire belief, and awaken faith in those who witness them. The silent patience we cultivate becomes a living testament of God's power. Others see the results, the transformations, and the blessings, and they are reminded that miracles are real, that God is at work, and that sometimes the most powerful act we can take is to trust and remain silent. Ultimately, miracles speak louder than words because they are tangible, undeniable, and transformative. They do not ask for permission, justification, or explanation. They simply arrive when faith, patience, and silence intersect. They show us that life is not about controlling every detail, but about trusting in a power that can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. By embracing stillness and allowing God to work, you open the door for miracles that will forever alter your path, inspire those around you, and remind the world that sometimes the quietest moments produce the loudest, most profound outcomes. Every word we speak carries energy. Every conversation, every complaint, every justification expends mental and emotional power. In a world where everyone feels the pressure to constantly communicate, explain, or defend, silence becomes an extraordinary source of strength. Choosing to remain silent is not weakness. It is a deliberate act of self-mastery. It is the conscious decision to conserve your energy, protect your vision, and allow God to work through your life in ways that words alone could never achieve. When you guard your words and embrace stillness, you create a sanctuary within yourself, a sacred space where divine intervention can flow freely, unhindered by doubt, distraction, or the noise of the world. Silence protects your energy because it allows you to focus on what truly matters. Every unnecessary word, every argument, every futile explanation drains the spirit and scatters attention. By choosing to speak less and listen more, you reserve your strength for the moments that require decisive action, clear intention, and unwavering faith. Energy is life force, and when it is spent on chaos, negativity, or trivial pursuits, it cannot be invested in the pursuits that align with your highest purpose. Silence is a shield, guarding your energy for the miracles that are waiting to unfold in your life. Protecting your energy through silence also preserves your vision. Dreams are fragile when exposed to criticism, doubt, or the overwhelming noise of conflicting opinions. The more you talk, explain, or justify your goals, the more you risk diluting their power with external influences. Silence, however, strengthens vision. It allows you to nurture your dreams privately, to connect deeply with your intuition, and to align your plans with the divine guidance that often comes in quiet, subtle whispers. By speaking less and listening more, you create a fertile inner environment where your aspirations can grow untainted, guided by faith, and ready to manifest as miraculous outcomes. When you choose silence, you also cultivate discernment. You learn to recognize which battles are worth engaging and which are best left untouched. You begin to notice opportunities that others overlook, blessings that are often hidden behind distractions, and solutions that only reveal themselves in moments of stillness. Silence sharpens perception. It allows you to act with precision rather than impulse, to respond with wisdom rather than reaction, and to navigate life with a clarity that comes only when the mind is free from unnecessary noise. It is in these quiet moments that the miraculous often becomes visible, showing itself in ways that words and frantic effort could never reveal. Silence is also a powerful form of faith. By stepping back, you demonstrate trust in God's timing and wisdom. You are saying, I do not need to force this. I do not need to control this. I trust that you, Lord, are orchestrating my life in ways I cannot yet see. This trust allows miracles to unfold naturally. Energy that might have been wasted on worry, doubt, or futile persuasion is now available for divine work. Silence amplifies the impact of faith because it is an active form of surrender, a declaration that you believe in the power of the unseen and in the miracles that are already in motion. Furthermore, silence allows God's power to shine through your life without interference. When we speak too much, we often impose our limited understanding on situations that require infinite wisdom. When we act too quickly, we risk obstructing the very blessings we seek. But when we remain silent, when we conserve our energy, and when we protect our vision, we create a clear channel for miracles to manifest. Life begins to move in ways that are perfectly aligned with divine timing, showing us that the quietest, most deliberate moments are often the most powerful. Ultimately, silence is not just the absence of words. It is an act of protection, empowerment, and alignment. It safeguards your energy, preserves your vision, and allows God to work miracles in your life unhindered. It teaches restraint, patience, and faith. It transforms waiting into preparation and stillness into strength. When you embrace silence, you are not withdrawing from life. You are positioning yourself for extraordinary breakthroughs, ensuring that the energy, focus, and vision required to receive miracles remain intact and undiluted. In this sacred quiet, God speaks most clearly, and your life is transformed in ways that words alone could never achieve. Gratitude is the secret language through which miracles flourish. It is more than just saying thank you. It is a state of being, a conscious recognition that every circumstance, every challenge, and every blessing carries purpose. When you stay silent, you create the space to see clearly, to reflect deeply, and to acknowledge the unseen forces working in your favor. Silence is the canvas, and gratitude is the color that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary miracles. In moments of true thankfulness, you align yourself with the divine, and the universe responds with abundance, favor, and extraordinary interventions that words alone could never summon. The practice of gratitude transforms perspective. Life is full of trials, setbacks, and moments that test our patience and resilience. Without gratitude, it is easy to focus solely on what is lacking, on what has gone wrong, or on the dreams that feel out of reach. But when you cultivate a spirit of thankfulness, you shift your attention from scarcity to abundance. You begin to see the hidden blessings woven into every experience, the lessons embedded in every challenge, and the opportunities disguised as obstacles. Gratitude turns struggle into growth, adversity into preparation, and silence into a fertile ground where miracles take root. Gratitude also amplifies faith. Faith alone moves mountains, but faith intertwined with thankfulness creates a force so powerful that it can transform entire lives. When you acknowledge what has already been given, when you appreciate even the smallest signs of divine intervention, you are reinforcing the belief that greater blessings are on their way. Gratitude is a magnet for miracles. It communicates to the universe that you trust in God's provision, that you recognize His hand in every aspect of your life, and that you are ready to receive even more. The act of silent gratitude strengthens your connection to the divine, allowing miracles to flow effortlessly into your reality. Moreover, gratitude nurtures humility, the recognition that no achievement, no success, and no victory occurs in isolation. It reminds us that we are part of something greater, that our lives are intertwined with divine purpose, and that the blessings we enjoy are gifts rather than entitlements. When you stay silent and cultivate gratitude, you honor this higher power, acknowledging that God's wisdom and timing surpass your understanding. Humility, paired with thankfulness, creates a fertile environment for miracles, because it opens your heart to receive without resistance, without doubt, and without the limitations imposed by ego or expectation. The power of gratitude is magnified in silence because it allows reflection. In quiet moments, you can truly see the ways your life has been guided, the doors that have opened, and the protection you may not have recognized. You begin to understand that every delay, every trial, and every unanswered question was part of a plan designed to bring you closer to your ultimate blessings. This reflective gratitude strengthens patience, fortifies faith, and prepares you to receive miracles with a heart that is open, receptive, and aligned with divine timing. Gratitude also inspires action. When you cultivate a thankful heart, your thoughts, words, and deeds naturally align with positivity, generosity, and compassion. You become a beacon of light, attracting people, circumstances, and opportunities that further amplify blessings. Miracles rarely operate in isolation. They ripple outward, creating momentum in your life and in the lives of those around you. Gratitude acts as a catalyst for these ripples, turning simple moments of appreciation into extraordinary waves of divine favor. Ultimately, gratitude transforms silence into a sacred space where miracles can speak. It is the recognition that life is already abundant, that blessings exist even in the smallest moments, and that by honoring them, you invite more. Every heartbeat, every breath, every subtle sign of divine care becomes magnified when paired with gratitude. By staying silent and cultivating thankfulness, you align yourself with the energy of miracles, making your life a testimony of faith, patience, and divine orchestration. In this alignment, the impossible becomes possible, the unseen becomes visible, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Gratitude, expressed in silence, is not merely a habit. It is a transformative force. It opens your eyes to the miracles already present. It strengthens your faith for those yet to come. And it creates a life overflowing with blessings that words alone could never capture. When you embrace gratitude, your silence becomes a powerful declaration that you trust, that you believe, and that you are ready to witness the miraculous unfolding in your life.